Hello and welcome. My name is Precious from Click8 Academy. In this video, I'm going to be putting you through some popular shell commands. There are so many shell commands that you need to learn, but one thing I've gotten to realize is there are some of them that you will get to use every day. They are more popular, more common to use, and it is important that you know those ones, at least for now, before you go into the advanced ones that you won't get to use a lot of time. So let's get to it. I've typed out all the shell commands here, the ones that are very common that you would get to use all the time. And we're going to run through every one of them in this tutorial. So to begin, let's open our terminal by using Ctrl-Alt-T. So our terminal is open now, and we are good to go. The very first thing you need to know is when you are in the terminal, you start typing where the cursor is blinking. So I believe you can see the same page as I am now. And in case you want to know, you can do this with any other type of terminal, command prompt, Windows PowerShell, any other terminal, it doesn't matter. But currently I'm running this program on the terminal that comes with Ubuntu on VirtualBox. So let's begin. The very first command I want us to check out is called echo. Echo is used to print text on the terminal. So let's try it out. Echo, my name is Precious Irieho. I love to showcase my name a lot, right? Enter. And there you have it. My name is Precious Irieho. That is the first shell command that you've learned. The next shell command is called present working directory, PWD. What this does is it shows you the current directory that you are in. So let's check where we are in right now. PWD. Currently, I'm inside of my home directory, inside a directory called Precious. This is where all my computer files are located. This is currently the directory I am working on. So if I'm to make anything or create anything here, it is going to be stored inside of this directory. So present working directory shows you where you are presently in the terminal. The next command is cd, change directory. As the name implies, change directory is used to change your directory. Recall, we are currently inside of home Precious. We can actually change directory to somewhere else. Let's do that. cd, and we could go to home. So let's change the directory to home. Enter. As you can see, home has been handed in front, just behind the cursor. To be very certain that we are inside of the home folder, let's do print working directory again, PWD. As you can see, I'm inside of home right now. Also, there are other commands you could use with cd. The first one is you could do just cd alone and press enter, and it will take you to your home directory. So let's check where we are right now. You see, by using cd only, it has taken me back to my personal computer folder. The next command you can use is cd ... This takes you one step backward. If I click enter, guess where we'll be? Yeah, I hope you got that right. Enter. Home. Let's check it to be sure. Print working directory. As you can see, it took me back home, one step backward. From Precious, it took a step backward to home. Also with cd, you can use cd and the dash. Guess what this does? This takes you back to the last directory that you are. So when you move out of a directory, cd dash will take you back to that directory. So as a recap, cd is going to change your directory. So you do cd with where you want to go to. Something quick you should learn: when you are on the terminal, you can go back to your previous commands by using the arrow key up. So you can see all the commands I have typed in previously. There you go. Up, down, up, down. It should show you the previous commands that you've entered. Next is called the list files. The ls command or list file is going to show you every file inside of the folder that you are in currently. So let's do ls. ls, enter. As you can see, ls has listed all the files I have inside of my personal directory. I have the desktop, the documents, the downloads, the music, the pictures, the public, snap, templates, and videos. Also, with ls, you can list all the files in a long format. This is what a long format is: ls space -l. And there you have it. The long format gives you more information. As you can see, it's still the same folders, but now they have more information attached to them. You have the date they were created, the time they were created, the owner of the file, the creator of the file, and also the permissions that I have relating to each of these files. Also, you can use ls to see all the hidden files inside of a directory. ls-a will show you all the hidden files inside of a directory. Let's do that. Hidden files all starts with a dot. So let's see if I have any hidden file. As you can see, I have hidden files. I'm still in the same directory that showed you just desktop till videos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 folders. But right now, by using ls-a, it has brought out even more folders that were not seen previously, because they all have dots in front of them, so they were previously hidden. So as you can see, ls-a will show you all hidden files. ls-l will show you a long format of all your files, and ls will show you all the open and normal files. So let's do ls again. As you can see, can you see the difference? I hope you are following along as I type this with you. The next command is called clear terminal. Clear. As you can see, our terminal has become very long because we've been typing a lot of command. So what does clear does? You got that right. Enter. Clear actually helps us to declutter our terminal. It removes every other folder or every other command that we have imputed previously. Also, using the ls command, you can also get help. It's going to help you to see more arguments that you can use with any type of command. You can use the help with any command. So let's press enter. As you can see, this is help for ls, and it is showing you everything that you can see. So the first one was the one we've used, -a, that shows you all the documents starting with dots. That is, do not ignore. It shows you everything. So you can mess around and just check and try to see more arguments that you can use with your ls. So let's use clear again. The next command is called man. Man is used to show manual. So man, let's get manual for clear that we used just not so long ago. Manual for clear. As you can see, it says clear clears the terminal screen. So if there's a command that you don't understand, you can use the man or man command to read about it. If we do that for ls, let's see what it comes up with. Manual for ls. It says ls list directory content. ls will show you all the content in a directory, and as we have done previously, I believe you can see that that was very correct. So let's quit and go back. The next command, before we go, this is something funny I realized, I learned too. You can also do manual for manual. So man for man, it will give you the manual for man. And what is that? It says man is an interface to the system reference manual. As you can see, that is what it does. It shows us all the reference for everything, every command inside of Linux. So let's quit and go back. Let's clear our terminal again. When you use this command, you get to learn more about them. So clear. The next command is make directory. But before we make the directory, we need to know what we have currently, right? So let's see where we are. Remember, how do you know where you are in the command line? I hope you got that right. pwd. We are in my personal folder, and let's list all the files we have inside of this folder, ls. As you can see, you have desktop, documents, downloads, till videos. Let's create a new file, and this brings us to the next command called mkdir, which is pronounced as make directory. So let's make a directory. I'm going to call this directory Zebra. mkdir. So a directory is a folder, don't forget. We will see that in action now. And that directory has been created. But how do we know it has been created? We use ls again to list all the directories that are inside of this folder. And let's see, ls. And as you can see, Zebra has been added. Now, remember, if you want to go into a directory, you use what? cd. So let's go into the Zebra directory. So cd into Zebra. And we are inside of Zebra directory. But let's be sure we use pwd. So as you can see, we are now inside of the Zebra directory. That is how you make a directory, or you create a folder. You can create more folders if you want. Just test it out. Or let's do that. Let's create a folder inside of Zebra, mkdir, and let's call this folder animal. Or no, Zebra has kids, right? So let's say kids or food. So the type of food a zebra would eat. Let's list all the folders inside of the Zebra directory, and let's see if we can see our food directory, ls. As you can see, we have food in there. The next command is called touch. Touch is used to create a blank file or an empty file. So remember, we are still inside of the Zebra directory. How do I know that? pwd. We are inside of Zebra. Let's go into food, right? So we do cd food. And we are now inside Zebra, inside food. To be sure, pwd. And there you have it. We are inside of the directory Zebra, inside of the directory food. So let's create a document here. Let's call it Zebra Foods. So we use touch to create a file. So let's create a test file called Zebra Foods.txt. Enter. This file has been created. How do I know that? You use your print working directory. So we are inside of Zebra Food. So to see the file is inside of the folder, you use ls. Don't forget. As you can see, there you have it, zebrafood.txt. Now, so that it would not sound like gibberish all this while, let's use our file explorer to see if we can find this Zebra Food, right? Let's do that. As you can see, the folder we created from the terminal, Zebra, I'm going to open it. As you can see, food. Let's open this. As you can see, zebra food. Is that not cool? Pretty much it, right? Now, you are a programmer. It would have been nice to open this here. Okay, let's open it so you can just see it. So I've opened it. You see, it's an empty document. So I'm just going to close it now. So it would have been nice to edit it there, right? But no, let's do it all from the terminal. So in the terminal, let's go back. In the terminal, from my previous video, I've been able to show you how to edit your test content using any of the editors, Vim or Emac. So I'm going to use Vim for this. So Vim zebra food.txt. And it has been opened. Oh, I think there's an error here. The file name was not properly typed. I wrote zebra instead of zebra. So yes, that's our file. And to start editing this file, all we need to do is let's put in some zebra food, right? Definitely a zebra is an herbivorous animal, so it's going to eat mostly grasses. So let's say grass, more grass, grasses, green grasses. These are all zebra food. So let's save our document, right? And let's exit. Let's go back to our terminal. So we've been able to write something to our zebra food test. So we are back to the terminal, but let's see what we've written to the file, right? Zebra food. As you can see, grass, more grass, grasses, green grasses, these are all zebra food. So let's close this and go back to the terminal. You can create more files with touch, right? Let's clear. So instead of creating one file, you can use touch to create multiple files. Let's say test1.txt, test2.txt, test3.txt. Enter. Let's see if these files are actually created. So we list the files in this directory, ls. And as you can see, they were all created, test1, test2, test3, and zebra food. To confirm, let's open this. You can see they are all there inside of the file explorer. So that is what touch does. Touch helps you to create a new file. So let's clear our terminal again. The next one is called change mode or permission. So what change mode does is, change mode helps you to change the permission of a file. We will use this more in shell scripting, but for now, just know how it is written. So let's change the mode of one of those files we created. Let's change the mode of test3. So to make it writable, all you need to do is just plus x, then the file name test3.txt. So this ensures that we can execute this file. But this file is not a script, so there's really nothing to execute there. But if there was a script, this is the command we would use to give permission to the user to be able to execute it. So all you need to do is just to press enter, and the new permission has been attached to this file. We could see all the permissions for all the files in this directory by using ls and checking all the long details. So you see, for test3, the new permission I added has been added to it. Can you see? minus X, it can be executed. But the others don't have that because they have dash dash. So let's add the same permission for test 1. Let's see what happens. So for test 1, we say chmod x test1.tst, and let's see if we have been able to assign the execute permission to that test for the user called Precious. ls, and as you can see, we've been able to attach this permission to it. So that is that on changing permission. The next command is called grep. Grep is used to search a file. And how do you search a file? Let's do something. So let's go back to the terminal. Let's open up test 2. So for test 2, I'm going to copy this and put it into test 2, because without a lot of content, you won't be able to see grep in action. So I'm just going to duplicate this here. Then save. So let's go back. Now, for you to see grep in action, first let's clear our terminal. So grep is used to search the file. So we've created the file. The next thing is for us to search the file. So grp, it is case sensitive, test2.tst. Enter. And as you can see, it has highlighted all the incidents of lorem in our test 2. So it's like a regular expression. It has gone into the file and it has highlighted everywhere that it can find lorem in this file. So that is basically what grep does. Clear. The next command that we can use is called history. History is going to show you a list of all the commands that you have entered or used previously. So let's try this. History. And as you can see, we've used a lot of command, starting from when we started the train. Oh, this was previously. So this is a list of a lot of different commands that we've used. Remember when we started with cd, pwd, echo, my name is Precious, that was where we started from. So you can see what history does. History shows you all the commands that you've entered previously. Simple as that. So let's clear our terminal again. The next command that you would learn is called move. Move is used to move files or rename them. So if you want to rename a file with move, you have to be in the same directory. So let's rename test2 to lorem. Check it out first before I do that. So as you can see, test2 is called test2. So I'm going to do the changes from the terminal. So mv test2.tst, and let's change it to lorem.tst. Let's list all the files to see if we have lorem there instead of test2. As you can see, test2 have been changed to lorem. If we check it in the Explorer, it's same. Now, the next thing you need to know is you can use move to, like it says, move files to another directory. So remember, we are inside of the food directory. Let's go back upward to the Zebra directory. And inside of the Zebra directory, let's see how many folders we have. We only have one folder called food. Let's add another folder into the Zebra directory. We use mkdir to do this, and we'll call this folder len. Now let's check if we have our new directory called len using ls. So as you can see, we have food and len. So let's go back into our food directory and move the lorem file to len. And how do we do that? Let's cd into food. Now we are inside of food. Now let's move the lorem file. Let's move the lorem file to the len directory. And we do that by typing the absolute path zebra, and instead of food we are moving it to len. Oh, sorry, I did not complete the tst in front of lorem. So look at my mistakes and ensure you don't make the same mistake as I've been doing. It is very important. So let's try that again. And the file has been moved. So let's see what we have inside of our food directory. So you see, you can't find lorem inside of food anymore. But if we cd backward, if we change directory to the len directory, cd len, then use ls, you can see our lorem is there now, and we can check it in the file explorer too. So lorem is not here anymore. So when we go back to zebra and click on len, our lorem is inside of the folder now. So that is how you move files inside of a folder. The next one is cp, which is copy. Copy is similar to move, but this is for copying file. That is, the previous file is not deleted. So let's copy lorem. To do that, we say cp lorem.txt, and let's create another lorem 2.txt. And let's see how many files we have now. ls. As you can see, we've copied lorem and we've pasted it. So now we have two files, and the content of both files are actually the same, practically the same. The next one is ROM, delete files or directory. So with ROM, you can delete a file. So let's delete the lorem2 that we just created. ROM lorem2.txt, and that file has been deleted. You want to confirm? ls. And you see we only have lorem.txt because we've deleted the lorem2 using the ROM command, which is called remove. The other thing you can do with ROM is you can delete an empty directory. Let's do that. Let's create an empty directory inside of len. Let's call it practice. So ls, you see we have a new directory called practice. But if I use ROM to delete a folder practice, let's see what happens if it's going to work. Note, practice is an empty folder. As you can see, ROM cannot remove practice because it is a directory. But to do that with ROM, we have to use a flag. We have to use what flag? We use the -arrow flag, then practice. And this is going to delete this. So to delete a folder, you put the -arrow flag. And you can see it has been deleted. Let's confirm with ls. You see, we are now left with just lorem test. Still on ROM, you can delete a file, a folder with content. So let's do that. Let's create a new directory again. Let's call it delete. Enter. ls. As you can see, we have a new folder called delete. Now let's go into the delete folder and create a file inside so that it is not empty like practice. So cd delete. Now let's create a file called delete.txt. Delete.txt, touch delete. Now let's do ls to see if it was created. Can you see touch has created the document for us? Now to delete this folder, let's move out of the folder. Let's go back to learn. As you can see, delete folder is not an empty folder. Check it out here. I have the folder now called delete. See, it's not empty. Inside delete, I have the delete test. So I'm back to learn. So let's see how to do that. Let's try rm alone. So rm delete. It says it cannot remove delete because delete is a directory. Now let's try rm with the flag to remove an empty directory. If this directory was not empty, this one should have deleted it. Let's confirm. Actually, it worked, which is strange because normally it wouldn't have deleted it. But in case you tried that and it did not work, then there's a new flag you can use called rm-rf. So the F there means force. It's going to force the delete. So actually, I think it should be a new update. We did not need to apply the force because it deleted it. So to delete a file, you use rm only. But to delete a folder, you use rm-r. Let's clear our terminal. The next one is called cat or called concatenate. Concatenate is going to display all the tests in a document on the terminal. So let's check what we have inside of learn. We have lorem. So let's see if we can see the content of lorem on the terminal. So cat lorem.txt. And there you have it. All the content inside of lorem has been shown on the terminal. So instead of opening this on the editor, you can just open it here and read the content and you continue with your business. So that is what cat does. It brings out all the content on your editor, on your terminal. So let's clear it again. The next one is called less. So less command helps to display paged outputs in the terminal. Just like cat, less is also going to show the content of your file on your terminal. You see? So it's scrollable. That's what less does for you. So less opens the file, everything, and it opens it like you've opened it in an editor. You see, we can't see the prompt anymore. And all you need to do is just to move around. You can read what you want to read. So to leave here, you just use the letter Q to quit. The next one is head. Head returns the specific number of lines from the top. Mostly it shows you 10 lines. So let's try it. Head lorem.txt. So because the content of this file is not too long, head has been able to display almost everything from the top. The same thing with less, with tail. It's actually the opposite of head. So let's try it. Tail lorem.txt. It shows you all the content from the bottom. That is what tail does. It shows you the content from the bottom. Head shows you the content from the top. And last but not the least is the exit. And guess what that does? Exit is going to close the terminal because we are practically done with this video. And there you have it, Linux shell command. And I've been able to walk you through all the most important commands that you would use in your Linux journey, from echo to print working directory, cd, ls, clear, man, mkdir, touch, chmod, grep, history, move, copy, remove, concatenate, let's add tail and exit. Why don't you practice on your own? I'll see you in the comment section. And that is all on Linux shell commands. Precious again, and I thank you for being here with me.